Hello, I'm TypoTrex.
And I'm Jester.
And we have yet another deck profile coming for you. This one is actually somewhat competitive, and this one is a lot of fun. This is the Zacian V Union. I don't know if our friend, he hasn't been on the channel yet, but his name's Nick. I got this deck list from him, and he was saying he was winning a lot with it.
Oh, and it's in standard. It's
Yeah.
not even the busted Zacian V Union
No,
deck.
yeah, this is in standard, and it actually works out very well. Let me switch to that. All right, so the deck itself is fairly self-explanatory. It's basically Paw Patrol with extra pieces that makes the deck very entertaining. So we have Crobat, because Crobat is important for consistency in this one. I tried going down to one Crobat. It didn't work in this, because you discard your hand and pieces so often that you need the Crobat.
Yeah. You're actually going to get value out of Crobat?
Yeah. The Bronzor and Bronzong. Bronzong is very important because he moves your metal energies around, and that makes it so your Zacian V Union can actually swing. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there forever trying to get him set up. So Bronzor and Bronzong are very important, but we only play 3 of each. I don't know if I did numbers in any of the other ones, but that's okay.
Only 3 of each?
Yeah, only 3 of each instead of the 4-4 line. I'm not a huge fan of the 4-4 line because I feel like that's too many Bronzos and Bronzongs.
I usually do 3-3 if anything. I go to 2-2 for...
Well, for consistency's sake, you can't really get away with that with the Bronzongs. But if you have to play more than one in the game, you're having a bad day.
No, but it looks like you also have room in this deck. I'm seeing a lot of big numbers on your cards.
The 2 copies of Zacian, early game, he's everything you could ever want. He's a ramp, he's your attacker, he's consistency, and if any of your V Union pieces end up in the prize cards, odds are he's going to take 2 prize cards and let you dig for him. So, Zacian is super duper important. Zamazenta for stall, and you're playing a metal deck, so you need an attacker that can attack every turn without having to burn all your energies.
Yeah.
And, he covers a lot of matchups, because everyone and their mother's playing a VMAX deck right now, so...
Or single prizer.
Yeah. And he's not strong enough to kill most single prizers, but he's up there. And then Articuno. When the Galarian birds first came out, we talked about how bad Articuno was, and how the Moltres was the best one, and the Zapdos still had a place, and how Articuno was so bad.
It has a place.
It has a place. I feel like, especially in metal decks, we've been shoving the Articuno in there for everything. He's like, listen,
just discard your metal energies, it'll be okay.
Like, he solves problems. Discard 2 metal energies, draw another card, make sure your Metal Saucer's live without having to pitch your whole hand. He's phenomenal. I like him.
I won a game because Articuno got a boss.
Yeah, you got everything you needed. I can't remember, but you got Articuno out, discarded 2, drew something, and then drew something else to get into the boss. So Articuno has its place, especially in this deck, because the super duper important thing is getting these guys into the graveyard. If you haven't seen the V Unions, their whole mechanic and their gimmick is once you get all 4 pieces in the discard pile, you can pull them up from your discard pile and play them onto your bench. But you can only play 1 copy of each. So you can't double up for consistency's sake.
You can't Exodia deck it where you put 4 copies of all of them in.
So if you end up with 1 prize, you're having a bad day. That's why taking quick knockouts is very important. The unfortunate thing about the V Unions is they're not basic Pokemon. You cannot search them with Quick Ball. You can get them with Ultra Ball, because Ultra Ball just says any Pokemon. So because you can't search them in more conventional ways, you have to play stuff like Familiar Bell, which you can search your deck for a Pokemon with the same name. The Zacian V Unions, even though they all have different pieces, they all have the same name in various places on the card, which is a little unfortunate, because I'm like, where is the name? But yeah, so the 3 copies of Familiar Bell is to search for the V Unions. There's only 3, because at most you can only ever resolve 3.
Yeah. And
then Great Ball. Great Ball, he's useful for getting the Zacian V Unions, but also the Bronzong, or literally any Pokemon. It's never bad to grab something off of Great Ball. So 4 copies of Great Ball, 4 Metal Saucer. It's a metal deck. It's what you do. Yeah. The 4 copies of Quick Ball, consistency. You need consistency. 3 copies of Switch. I actually disagree with that one a little bit. I'm a huge fan of 4 copies of Switch when you're playing anything with Zacian in it. But because of all of these, you don't have as much space as you normally would.
I would assume your goal is to get Zacian V Union in the active, though.
Yeah. Oh, I talked about him, but I didn't even talk about this. His attack, 340 damage. Enough to one-shot anything. And yeah, it costs 4 energies, and you have to discard 3. But he's your closer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because your regular Zacian V is going to come in and he's going to take 2 to 4 prize cards, anywhere between there, and then this dude just comes in and he's like, all right, I win. But that is not his only attack. Is it this one? This one, Dance of the Crown Sword, 150 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon's attack do 150 less damage.
God.
Yeah, so.
Veltal's got something to say to you, though.
Yeah. So, again, it expanded. People play the V-Unions because it's easy because you have Battle Compressor, and your Veltal's just like, get out of here. You did all that work for no reason. But yeah, Metal Saucers, Quick Balls, Switch, one Tool Scraper. The one Tool Scrapers, again, it's so important. It gets rid of the Cape of Toughness, the Air Balloons. You're seeing this in basically
Big
every
charm
deck.
on Eternatus, so you can get the one-hit knockout.
Yeah. I feel like you're not seeing that as much anymore. It's not as important. But
numbers.
Yeah, but numbers matter.
It solves your number there.
2 copies of Boss's Orders. I would actually like another copy of Boss in this deck because in Paw Patrol we play 4, and that's how Paw Patrol wins games. Is just be like, all right, you almost have that one set up. Let me grab that one and kill that. But again, I understand we don't have a lot of space. Marnie's important. You need more
draw. You just need draw.
Yeah. Because again, you run out of cards really, really fast somehow with this deck between. Discarding everything for Articuno.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So, again, replenishing is really good. Research is a must. You have to run 4 in this deck because it puts these in the discard pile as fast as you want.
And the metals in the discard pile?
Puts these in the metal pile. Yeah, that's what they are. That's where they belong, in the discard pile.
Scrap heap.
Yeah. 2 Air Balloon, very important. Because Zacian can only attack every other turn if you don't retreat him. So between the Air Balloon and the Switch and maybe having another Zacian set up, you can mitigate your ability to attack. A lot of times I'll end up putting it on the Articuno just because you need a pivot sometimes. But yeah. And then, of course, the 2 Cape of Toughness. In Paw Patrol, we play 3 to 4, but it's not as relevant here because, Zacian isn't the only thing swinging. We have this behemoth. Oh, wait, hold on. His HP's on the other one. Nope. There we go. 320. Not as big as a VMAX, but, it takes a little bit more work. But he's not getting one-shotted without a Cape of Toughness. So that's why they earn as many Cape of Toughness. And, of course, the 11 copies of Metal Energy. You could probably get away with, trying to do fancy stuff like the Aurora Energies to try and do stuff. Cause
it's not worth it.
It's really not because your only attackers are Metal in the Bronzong. I mean, again, you could get away with Aurora Energies, but it's just not really worth it.
You never know when that Crobat or attacking can win you the game, though.
Yeah. What I wanted to do, and I've talked a lot about, the Galar Legends build. I tried to turn this into Galar Legends by cutting, the Pokeball, the Familiar Bell, and all these, and putting, the Moltres and the Zapdos, and then put in, 3 copies of the Aurora Energies and then some Dark Energies. It worked for 1 or 2 games, and I was like, but this is just worse Paw Patrol. It doesn't add anything. It gives you coverage, but it literally does not add anything because you could play Paw Patrol and it would just be better at that point. Winning matchups.
If only Articuno did more damage.
Yeah. Winning matchups, I feel like it doesn't outright win anything. Again, this is very similar to Paw Patrol, whereas...
So this isn't meta-relevant at all?
Yeah.
It beats Durant Mill.
Oh, what makes you say that? Just because it puts
I put all your V-Unions in the discard pile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just switch it into the active and Bronzong everything onto its swing. I can't kill your Bronzong. I have to hope I discard it.
Yeah. But again, this is a slightly more inconsistent Paw Patrol. It has solid matchups against everything, but it doesn't outright lose to anything, and it doesn't just completely raffle stomp anything.
I imagine Victini would be rough.
Victini would be rough, but... I mean, I feel like I haven't seen Victini in a while. I know it's there. I know it exists. I know it runs around.
And it's a stall deck now.
Yeah.
It just tries to stop you from playing.
But, if I go first, Victini doesn't matter because I'm like, all right, I have a Zacian. I'm just going to one-shot your one Victini, and then now you're behind. And by that point, I can generally get to whatever I need. Moving forward, this deck was actually, pre-Fusion Strike, but when he sent it to me, he's like, so this is built before Fusion Strike, but I don't think Fusion Strike actually adds anything to the deck. Maybe you get away with sticking a Cryptomatic in. Cryptomatic's a terrible card. I hate it, but it's so good. But yeah, I don't think the next set really adds anything super good to it. Add some
Ultra Ball.
Ultra Ball? Yeah, because then you could discard two copies of the V Union or an energy. So yeah, Ultra Ball could definitely help it out. I feel like Ultra Ball just helps out a lot of decks. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. I've been the Typo T-Rex.
And I'm Jester.
And you've been watching us here on YouTube /TypoHouseGames. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everyone!